My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional bike tester for nearly 25 years. And today, the bike I'm going on-road and off with is the brand new Titus Goldrush. Titanium framed, drop bar, gravel, adventure, all-rounder. Now this is a prototype bike, so don't go off the spec on this and don't go off the decals or the finishing, apart from details like this really nice Titus head badge on there, and then these Selkoff tapered forks, super smooth riding forks, multi-butted, multi-shaped 3AL 2.5V titanium tube set there. Again, really nice detailing down here on this chainstay bridge. As you can see, there's masses of room with these 40 mils. They say it'll take a 50 mil, but frankly, I reckon there's big room for much bigger in there if you wanted. I mean, look at the space, even with my standy up stick in there, there's vast space in there. And then along these chainstays, you've got these super neat CNC machine dropouts here with a fully sliding dropout system that you can adjust wheelbase and ride height with. I mean, they've moved to a new vendor for this frame and it absolutely oozes that kind of detail and quality all the way through. This really nice kind of overshot seat stay bridge here. And then around the far side, we've got flat mount brakes, again mounted onto the dropouts. There's no problem moving them around, 160mm rotors. And again, you've got slightly more of a detail on the, slightly more of an ideal on the detailing here. So you've got double bottle cage there and then an extra bottle cage underneath there as well. So plenty of storage room there. And the whole idea behind this bike is it's a heavier duty kind of for proper into the middle of nowhere loaded adventuring. So it is a little bit heavy, over 10 kilos, but it's a lot tougher, even with a small diameter 27.2mm seat post there to add comfort. And then these really lovely slender Selkoff carbon forks on the front. I mean, they haven't got bag mounts on there, so you could swap out the fork if you wanted to add more storage on there. You know, that's probably going to be an option on the Planet X bike. I don't know that for sure, but that's something you could talk to Planet X about when you order the bike. And there's some practical touches too. I mean, you can see they haven't bothered to go fancy with internal cable routing. They've kept all the lines external, and you know, you will have to, it's popped a clip there, so keep an eye on that. But it just makes it a lot more practical in terms of servicing and changing things out if you are in the back of the Beyond. And it also keeps the tubes lighter and it keeps them stronger as well than cutting holes in them and starting to fetch around like that. And bikes will be available, I would imagine, going off their other gravel bikes in Shimano GRX and a variety of SRAM build kits. So that's the static detailing. Now let's make use of a bit of the Dales and explore what this Titus can do. I mean, Planet X have been doing super versatile drop bar all-terrain bikes since well before gravel was a thing, and we still used to call it rough stuff. And this Goldrush just takes advantage of all that experience. So, and also, to be fair, it adds in a fair bit of mountain bike experience as well. So you've got 70-degree head angle on large and extra large models. This medium gets a 69.5 and so does the small. As you can see, that just means loads of front end stability. And then reach on this medium is 380, head tube length is 160, so relatively upright, not too stretched, just a really comfortable position for putting the miles in. And out the back you've got this 435mm chainstay with his adjustable dropouts on, and the dropouts don't just move backwards to give you more space and more stability, they also lift the rear axle slightly as you go back, so you're getting an even more stable ride as you open up that back end. And did I mention single track? Even on a greasy, rooty, slippery morning like this, on 40mm by 700, this Goldrush is a huge amount of fun for playing mountain bikes on. And with the capability to put 50mm 700s in there, or 650 by 60, you could go properly silly off-road on this bike. And of course, powerful all-weather disc brakes, stable handling, and the ability to bounce through potholes makes these bikes just as good in town as they are for heading out into the wilds or wanging around playing mountain bikes. And it means you can chuck in a cheeky bit of pavé shortcut when the opportunity arises. And of course, being part of the Planet X group, the bikes are built to order when you order them. That means you can completely customise contact points. And while this isn't a production build, because production bikes aren't here yet, I really hope they go with these riser drop bars. Sounds like a weird idea, but together with that 160mm head tube, little bit of lift there, and its extra width, these are excellent. But you know, depending on which box you tick at the checkout, you get conventional bars, probably even flat bars if you wanted, and you can tune the seat post, tune the saddle, tune the tyres as well. Although I have to say, these V rubbers, they aren't anything amazing in terms of rolling speed, but they're tough, plenty of traction, and they're cracking value. I actually rode them on the Mike Hall ride when we did 400k odd over from Yorkshire to Wales to celebrate a lost friend, and they didn't skip a beat. So they're a pretty perfect match for such a tough and versatile frame. But if you wanted to go high class, get some really floaty rubber on here, it's only going to feel better, only going to feel faster. And while that 10 kilo weight, you know, you can definitely feel it if the climbs get pretty steep. That really muscular flowing ride feel. Loves just, you know, clocking the gears on, building up speed, and then just clipping along at a fair old rate on the road, even on a steady climb like this. So, you know, it's certainly not shy about going out and getting something fancy carbon fibre for breakfast. Sorry. Sorry about that. And the trouble is, as you can see, it's rather stealthy. So people aren't expecting quite a chunky looking titanium gravel bike to come sailing past them just when they're having to get out of the saddle. And while it's perfectly happy on the road, laden or unladen, where it really comes into its own is when this arrow starts pointing and you head off-road. I mean, look at that, no change in speed and a remarkably small change in ride feel as well. And this is, you know, reasonably chunky gravel. The glide of the ride on this is amazing. So you've got the durability of this corrosion-proof titanium frame. You know, there's no paintwork to worry about, nothing like that, and it's just super strong in terms of taking a beating, whether you're, you know, playing mountain bikes on it or taking it to the far corners of the globe. And you've got the versatility of all the rack, you know, rack, mudguard, bottle mounts, huge tyre clearances, adjustable geometry, and also that gives you even more stability than you would already have with this kind of relatively tall front end and slack head angle that just makes it such a beautiful bike just to relax and roll out on, whether you're deep into, you know, a multi-day, multi-week tour, or like I say, just playing on the back roads, playing on the single track. But overall, it's just this incredible ride quality of this frame set. I really am blown away by it. You know, titanium's meant to be good, but it isn't always. But by heck, this has properly put my faith back into premium titanium. It really has. I mean, for, as I always seem to say on these Planet X family videos, an absolutely mad price. So that's the Titus live ride review done. Thanks to you guys for watching. Thanks to Planet X and Titus for sending me this prototype bike to record the review on and to test for them. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks as always to my Patreon subscribers for their monthly contributions to keep the channel going, and they get behind the scenes, extra edits, extended edits, and a sort of higher level of tech advice, questions, that kind of thing, as a thank you for that. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, riding the absolutely splendid Titus Goldrush all-round titanium adventure bike.